Hey team, it's Mini Werber Jaegerman Jensen. So today we're going to be talking about our new client, Tesla. So Tesla Motors, as you guys know, it's an automobile manufacturing company that creates new cutting-edge automobiles that run on electricity. So within their company, they have a large amount of property, plant, and equipment that is used to create these automobiles, and even other aspects that property, plant, and equipment is used for. So because it's such a large account, it also has a large materiality level. So I wanted to ask you guys, what component of property, plant, and equipment would be effective to test for?
Well, I think we should start off by evaluating what assets they have. I believe that a big part of their PP&E would be the supercharge stations that they have.
So I have a question that what is the supercharge station? Is it different from the traditional gas station?
Well, exactly. The supercharge stations are specific stations to fuel the Tesla motor automobiles. Basically, it's just a plug-in where you could plug your car in and then it'll charge it in 20 minutes, halfway of its battery. It's pretty impressive.
Okay, so what about that supercharge station brings the material of the property, plant, and equipment?
Well, they're a large component of PP&E, so that account is something we should definitely be reviewing for materiality level purposes. I think we should start by taking a couple minutes and reviewing their last 10K. Okay guys, so according to their 2014 annual statement, Tesla stated that they have 119 supercharge stations around the US. They're valued at a total of $25 million, so proportionate to their whole PP&E account, these assets can provide high materiality levels if they don't all in fact exist.
So what you're basically saying is that we should test for the existence of these supercharge stations.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, so by this point, I think we need to test the existence by going to a various American station in America and examine a sample size in America.
Yeah, because it would be impossible to test the existence for all the stations in America. So of the population size of 119 supercharge stations in the US, we should implement random sampling so that every location has an equal chance of being selected for the test of existence.
Okay, I agree with you on the randomly sampling because it would reduce the sampling risk.
Thanks for your input, team. I definitely value your opinions and what you just said. Actually, while you were just talking, I was reviewing the sample size amount that we should actually implement into our test. After referring to the sample size table and doing a few equations to find a 95% confidence level, found that the best amount would be 26 locations that we randomly visit throughout the U.S. While we're at each station, I also think it would be a great idea to inquire each supercharge station manager or supervisor to ask them about the testing of existence and the functionality of the supercharge station itself.
Okay guys, so it looks like we're going to be going on a road trip, team. Let's map out each location we're visiting on Google Maps.
So okay guys, now that we've mapped out each location using a random generator and Google Maps, I think that we should start discussing what exactly we're going to be inquiring of each supercharge station supervisor.
Actually, I was thinking that we should ask each supervisor of functionality on each station that we can show us that is not only existence but actually works. We can effectively inspect and inquire this station.
That's a good idea. But aside from the testing of existence and inspection, maybe we should inquire other aspects of the balance sheet.
That's a good point. What did you have in mind?
Well, Tesla incurs a large amount of expenses through the operating leases of supercharge stations. But at the same time, we're not too positive that all 26 of those locations run on operating leases or capitalized leases.
Are any of you guys actually familiar with leasing agreements to a good extent?
Not really.
No.
Okay, so if that's the case, I believe that the best way to go about going about valuing the operating leases or capitalized leases would be to bring in a specialist so that that specialist could value the agreements effectively and basically help us during the course of this audit.
Actually, I know a specialist in the valuation of leasing agreement. She would be willing to help us with the process. Her name is Ashley.
Oh, really? If that's
Yeah.
the case, then I think that we should give her a call. I'll give her a call, and we'll see if she can help us throughout the course of this audit.
Okay, sounds like a plan, guys. Start visiting the various locations after we make all the necessary preparations for each location.
Hello, Ms. Augusto.
Hi, who's this?
Hi, this is Roberto Hernandez. I'm with the Smitty Weber Jaegerman Jensen LLP. You might know Wenhan. He's part of the team.
Oh yeah, Wenhan. We have done work in the past. We worked on audits together for various publicly traded companies. Specifically, I specialize in valuing leasing agreements now, though. How can I help you?
That's exactly what we need help in, actually. We're auditing Tesla Motors right now, and we're having a little bit difficulty with our limited knowledge of the leasing agreements. We need help in valuing exactly what they are. So we just wanted to ask you if you'd be able to help us out with that.
Are you aware of the type of leases Tesla is involved in?
Unfortunately, not exactly, but I am aware that they do lease most of their supercharger stations.
Okay, well, I would love to work with you guys. When is the best time to discuss the details of the audit?
Are you able to meet later today at Starbucks?
Yep, sounds great.
Okay, great. I'll see you later.
Bye, have a good day.
Bye, you too.
Hi, Peter Carlson.
Hi, Roberto Hernandez. Smitty Weber Jaegerman Jensen LLP. This is also Wenhan.
Nice
So,
to meet you guys.
We were just basically testing the existence of the Tesla supercharge stations because, as you know, we're auditing your company. I would like to know, well, obviously they exist. We want to inspect the actual Tesla superchargers to see if they actually work. So would you mind actually showing us how they function?
Yes, sure. I can show you how they function. We actually have a couple of cars charging over here.
Great.
Come on over. So as you can see, this is your charge port here. This is where all the internal combustion of the electromagnetism goes. Here you have your electromagnetic extension hose, and it connects right here to your charge port, also known as the flux capacitor here. So you charge there. Typically yield about 200 kilogigawatts, which roughly translates to 100 amperes. And you get about 4 hours worth of charging, and you'll get 350 miles out of it. So,
Wow, that's incredible.
pretty efficient. Yeah, this stuff works.
So obviously through this test you have shown us that they do in fact exist and they function.
Want to check out a car? We could take it for a test drive.
Sure, let's go.
Come on over. Alright, so as you can see, you have your normal controls here on the steering wheel. Right up here, your normal things. It'll tell you your carbon footprint and how many miles you have left on your charge, as well as how efficient your car is working. This is the main display here. Very state-of-the-art, top-of-the-line equipment. All in here. You can see the back is very spacey if you could get in there a little bit. But nice quality vehicles,
So can you please just explain to me the different parts and the segments and how it works?
Yeah, this is what we like to call it here at Tesla, the Black Mamba.
Okay.
And you see that there's two main charging ports there, which that's where the main current goes through, flows through right here into the car. And this is a resistor at the bottom here to make sure that it doesn't overexert too much energy and blow out the battery inside the car. And as you can see, it's a pretty thick hose here just to ensure that no mistakes happen. And it's all magnetically connected right in here. So you slip it in, you slip it out, you slip it back in, and everything is up to code, works perfect. Hi, Peter Carlson, CFO and Charge Station Supervisor here with Tesla Motors.
Hi, my name's Ashley Augusto, and I'm the lease specialist with SWJ&M.
Nice to meet you, Ashley.
Nice to meet you as well. I'm here today because I'll need to inspect your lease documents to determine that all leases are recorded in the balance sheet with appropriate classification of the leased asset and the obligation. I will also need to ascertain that depreciation, interest, and rent expenses relating to the leased assets have been calculated and reported properly in the income statement. And lastly, I will need to make sure footnote disclosures of leased obligations are adequate and in compliance with disclosure requirements.
Of course, I could get our Chief Technical Officer down here and he could give you access to all of the electronic files regarding lease agreements as well as the account balances that are associated with them. But I could tell you right now that we just completed a purchase of a new production facility in Fremont, California, and that cost us roughly $42 million. I could tell you that we don't own any of our other properties there. Our main facilities are leased.
Does that include your Palo Alto location?
Yes, that property, the Palo Alto property where our headquarters is at, is leased, and we entered that agreement in 2008.
And when does that lease expire?
That lease will be up in January of 2035.
Okay, and what is the facility's useful life?
I believe that property is being depreciated over an estimated 30-year useful life.
Okay, so given that information, that would be a capital lease, and I will make sure that's accounted for properly in the financial statements. So I understand that Tesla is a fairly new company, and you've drastically increased the number of supercharger stations you now have. Was that through purchases, or was this property leased as well?
Yes, this property was leased as well, but contrary to our larger facilities, these are operating leases. So these are operating leases for which we do pay rent expense.
Okay, so thank you. Now I understand Tesla offers a leasing program to your customers?
Yes, for our qualified and preferred customers, they can enter into a 36-month lease. After this time period, they could either choose to return the vehicle to us or they could purchase it at a predetermined residual value.
Is this residual value that the customer pays greater than the market value?
Yes, our preferred customers pay a little bit less in their monthly lease payment. This allows us to charge them a premium for the residual value, and doing so allows us to account for these transactions as operating leases.
And in what account balance on the income statement is lease revenues included in?
Well, we recognize lease revenue on a straight line basis over the term of the lease agreement, and this lease revenue is recognized under automotive sales.
Okay. Well, could you provide copies of these lease agreements for these types of transactions? And also, could you draft a third-party confirmation regarding lesser payments in the terms of their contracts?
Yes, of course I can. I'll get right on it. Is there anything else I could do for you this evening, Ms. Augusta?
Nope, that is all. I'll be in contact if I need anything else.
We'll be in touch.
Okay.
Should I do it? Should I do it? I'm scared. Hello, Tesla customers. If you do not feed me electric babies, I will take over the world.